This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Star. Kalle, it's been a while. I believe you spoke to us once this week, but things have got a bit heated, to say the least. What's your thoughts leading up to this fight? It's simmering nicely.
I mean, when you promote these big fights, you know, generally, especially when they're domestic blockbusters, there's always a bit of needle because they know each other from gyms or there's, you know, some incident that's happened. But this one really has been it's been clean, really, hasn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's just a complete polar opposite, you know, like I've been saying all week. I mean, it's like, imagine in anyone's workspace, whether you're in an office, bus depot, restaurant, whatever, you're always going to have the flamboyant ones, and you're always going to have the sort of the hard northerner or the man from Liverpool, or, you know, the sort of working man, and you've got the flamboyant southerner, and that combination rarely leads to long-term friendships. You know, and I'm sure if they work together in the kitchen, I'm sure their knives go flying. But
let's keep them out of the way of cutlery.
Yeah, exactly. Keep them out of the way of the cutlery and the crockery. But this is really, there's not really a difference here, is there? The only difference is that they get to settle the score in a legal way on in less than 24 hours now, which I'm extremely excited about, because I think we're all excited about, because we watched this build up. Yesterday and that once again, I related to the workplace. When it gets too heated and they've been rubbing each other up, let's not forget it, you know, all that thing in between the press conferences was 6 weeks apart, the DMs, the online, you know, Chris throwing in the meat into the pan and Liam sliding into his DMs. That's a new expression I've just learned. So, you know, it's all you know, it's fun. It was fun and games up to that point to a degree. Yeah. But really, it overstepped the mark yesterday, and Liam came out with things that I didn't think belonged on that stage. Why he did it, I can understand that it boiled over. Yeah. Junior reacted. I think that reaction was taken a little bit out of perspective, out of the let's say the black and white quote, because. You know, that's why he was wearing the armband as well today at the weigh. It was a little bit, you know, he didn't mean it in that sense. It was, you know, whether you're hetero or homo or whatever sexuality it is, it's better to be that than to be the other thing that he said. So, I don't want to go into this now, but that was just from Chris's side. That was what it is. I mean, he lives in Brighton as well, you know. Yeah. So he's you know he's got a very diverse group of friends, and he's one of the most open people that there is. He's a great guy outside the ring, and you know has a very diverse group of friends. So it's not fair to label him in that way at all. I actually didn't see much of that, but some people were sort of pointing a finger, you know, and that's not right.
Are you surprised that we mentioned the differences? I mean, it's night and day, like in terms of personalities, how they are. Are you surprised it got to that point though? Because we always see up to the build up to the fight.
I'm not surprised. I'm also not surprised, by the way, that we didn't see a face-off where there was a push and a shove. There was none of that. Yeah. Absolutely none of that. And I didn't feel. I put the arm between them a little bit, you know, just in cake. But that was the first face-off of the 3 that we've done so far, where I felt that was maybe necessary, just in case there was. But it's not about that. Yeah. They both know they're ready. You know, they're too seasoned. Yeah. You know, and that's not a Eubank pun there on the seasoning of the cooking. They're more. Well, you've got to season a steak, though, don't you? Yeah. They've been around the block enough times in big fights. You know, so it wasn't about putting a nut on someone at the weigh-in or shoving them or whatever. No, they know they've got that chance tomorrow night, and that makes it even more frighteningly exciting tomorrow. Yeah. Like, you know, Junior's he went over the line yesterday, and let's put it this way, might not be the slowest of starts.
Yeah, the way Junior reacted yesterday to the comments, and it got a bit more, look, you'll see tomorrow night. He's very adamant. Do you expect Junior to come out and, I don't want to say like a bull in a china shop, but impose himself right from the get-go? Because he wants to do damage in there now. This has gone too far for him. Is it going to be hard to box to instructions when that guy's
I don't know what tactic they're going to come with. I'm not going to. I'm not going to talk about tactics, even if I did know I wouldn't say it, but I don't know whether they're going to come in and box the first few rounds or they're going to go straight at it. I have that funny feeling as a fan, this is, they can try and come and box, but this is just too personal. This is going to go off like Hagler Hearns. It's going to be absolute war for 3 rounds. And then I reckon, this is my little prediction, I know they're only a year apart, but I do think that the miles on the clock are with Liam. And I do believe at that stage the speed kicks in and the speed takes over from 4 or 5 middle rounds. And there I see speed being very, very dangerous for Liam.
What happens to the loser in this bout? Now, I know there's a rematch clause that's been openly spoken about on Chris's side, but what does it do for the person who loses? Like you said, Liam's very adamant, look, whoever loses this fight, it's a difficult one to come back from.
I'm not going to comment on Liam. I'm not involved with Liam. Get on well with the whole Smith family, but I'm not going to comment on what it means for him. It depends how, doesn't it? It depends how you lose a fight. And it's always when people say, "Oh, it's all over if he wins." Well, let's see how people lose. So it will depend on how Liam loses.
Another fighter on the card, you've got Matty Harris, young heavyweight. He's very excited. He was there for the Eubank Ben, the disappointment, that cancellation. He's raring to go for this one. How pleased are you with his progress so far and how he's coming on?
He's coming on fight for fight. This is the first step up.
Yeah.
This is a real step up. So young, big punching, as we've seen from those showreel knockouts. Yeah. Very excited, and I'm delighted he's on this card. It's a good platform for him, great platform for him, not good, great. And he'll be active this year.
I've seen Harlem Ben, obviously, Harlem Eubank. Jesus.
Careful with that.
And Harlem Eubank knocking about this week. What's the plan for him coming into 2023? He had a good victory against seasoned Tom Farrell. Where does he go coming into this year?
He'll be out in March.
Yeah, another step up, keep going up from here?
Keep going up that ladder, step for step. It's going to be a big year for Harlem. I said at the end of last year, just amazing the way he's developed himself from going from first fight we did with undercard in Latvia, now headlining Channel 5. And he's such a good fella as well.
Talk about the Misfits, the recent success you've had. I know you've done a lot of interviews about it, but there was a lot of eyes on that show last week. KSI came out and put a performance on.
A lot of tens of millions of eyes on that show last weekend, yeah.
I think I heard your reference to our report of 34 million viewership at one point.
Yeah, it keeps going up. See, we can only really tell after about 2-3 weeks afterwards, but it was roughly around that mark. Yeah, I mean, you've got to add up all the different social sides and things like that. But it's just bizarre. I mean, we had a loan for the smaller event we did in Sheffield 002. We had 10 million views up to fight night, not including fight night. Mm-hmm. So that's on top. So it's just like crazy.
Does it give you a bit of I don't want to say rejuvenation, because you've always been in the sport a long time, you keep producing good fights, but it's sort of every event for you seem so amped up for it and excited for. Is it giving you that, I don't know, that thing in boxing, that excitement back with what they're doing with the platform?
Well, it is like doing your day job, which you love and live for and will do for the rest of my life, but it is like a day job which is a bit different.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's like doing the same job, but in it's like you've been, I don't know. I'm licking stamps all my life, and now I'm licking stamps. I'm in a room that's multicoloured. Yeah, it's just bizarre. It's a great work, but expect the unexpected. I've been, had a dwarf attack me on the stage last week. I had, an OnlyFans girl give me a pint and a burger on stage after she got undressed into a weighing gear. She put a robe over me. I've had water pistols fired at me. I've had coffee thrown over me on my... Actually, this is the first outing of this jacket since Dylan Dennis...
Oh, since Coffeegate.
Put his coffee over it, yeah, and it took 2 washes to come out, the missus told me.
Maybe you sent him a bill for it.
Wait till he meets my missus, she'll be clubbing him, like, forget what he got off Anthony Taylor in the car park. When my missus finds him for putting coffee on my jacket and making her wash it, she'll be giving him a backhander.
want to talk to you just quickly. It's rumoured that Tommy Fury and Jake Paul is done for Saudi Arabia. I know that KSI says sort of the end goal is Jake Paul. Does that all depend on what goes down in Saudi, or is that completely different?
I mean, look, it's like traditional boxing. You got the two big guys keep winning. If they both would miraculously lose, would still people want to see KSI Jake Paul? Absolutely. It's like the deepest beef ever. It's like me asking you now, AJ Fury or Fury AJ. If we could have that tomorrow, no one would give a monkeys that he's just lost to Usyk, would it? So, yeah, it'd be good, of course, if Jake Paul could win. Who
do you think wins, Jake or Tommy?
I don't know. I don't really know much about Tommy, and he's a member of the Fury family, and I love them dearly. So, I guess I'm going to have to put my Tommy Fury hat on, aren't I?
Absolutely. Look, Kalle, I appreciate you giving us some of your time. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's a cracking main event, and we'll catch up after.
Absolutely, mate. Look forward to it.